Hi, I'm Jessica Patterson of Spinning Shadows Fiber Arts, and welcome. You may have seen the unboxing for the January Club of the Month, Fiber Club of the Month kit from Napa Valley Fiber. The theme was Sakura, which is Japanese cherry. And today I wanted to show you preparing and spinning the main braid of that kit. It is just, I haven't even gotten it out of the wrapper yet. You can see the sticker's still here. So, and to spin it today, I'm going to be using a drop spindle. And this one I chose, I saw it in the box. I was actually looking for a different one, but I chose this because I really love how it turned out. I painted this one myself, and you can see the flowers on it, and there's pink jellyfish on it, and it's just really a fun summery spindle. So I decided that this would be just perfect to go along with the springtime pink fiber. And I wanted to show you what could be done with basically a student spindle. This came from the Fiber Artist Supply Company, and I got a whole set of this for a class, and I ended up only, giving away like 3, and so the rest I took some and I painted them. So anyway, but showing you what can be done with just a basic, beginner spindle. And these are really handy. I'm also gonna show you, if my spindle doesn't go rolling off, working with a wrist distaff. And this is one I made using a band that I wove from yarn that was spun, and the only other ingredient was a resin ring that a cousin gave me to make this band with, just to see how it would turn out. So, that's just fun. So if you ever are wondering what you could do with, bands that you make, or ribbons, with weaving, this is one of the things. You can make wrist stuffs. So anyway, now that the introduction is done, and hopefully my spindle won't just go rolling off and crash to the floor, I'm going to show you how to prepare your fiber for dressing the wrist stuff. I'm still learning myself, but I did figure out a bit that makes it easier, so I thought I'd pass it on. But anyway, so this braid is merino, cashmere, and nylon. And oh my gosh, it is so soft. It is as soft as it looks, and that is just awesome. I love, look at these colors, just that rich pink and the brown and the cream. That is just fun. So first thing I'm going to do is figure out if I picked the right side to unbraid it. Put those over there. And this is already really fluffy. I love this. Some fibers, when they're dyed by an artist, like Napa Valley Fiber or other dye artists, sometimes the fiber will turn out really it'll compact a little bit, just from the dye process, and other fibers won't. And you can see this is already just really fluffy, and I didn't even have to do anything except unbraid it. So I'm really happy with that already, because it won't take much preparation to spin. So the first thing I'm going to do, now that it's out of its braid, is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find a nice sort of middle point. So you can see the fibers already wanting to come apart. I'm going to find approximately and just strip it apart like string cheese. And this will give me an approximate 2 ounces. I never work in, absolute specifics. So I'm going to split it apart like that. And then I'll just take this part and I'll split it apart again, to give me about 1 ounce of fiber. That's generally the limit of what I will put on a spindle. Most of the time I'll do a 1/2 ounce because usually I'll be spinning really fine, and my medieval spindles get heavy really quickly, so this is not wanting to split very cleanly, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We've got an approximate ounce here, and this is so nice already. I don't feel like I need to do any more preparation. Now, some fibers, just by their nature, even before being introduced to the dye vat, need a little bit of preparation to work with. Like, you know, sometimes when they go through the mill, or, you know, when you prepare them from the sheep and stuff, some just take a little bit of work before you can, you know, be satisfied with the spinning experience and not have a struggle. This is something you learn if you're working with fibers a lot. You know, some fibers you can just take the braid and spin straight off. They're just that pleasant. And others you need to work with them a little bit. I found that out with the Malabringo noob from the Woolery. That needs a lot of preparation before it can be spun with pleasantly. But anyway, that's a video for another day. We are focusing on this beauty today. So let's see. I've got to remember which hand I spin with. I switch depending on what I'm doing, and apply the wriststiff. And for this particular one, because it's made of band, I'm going to open it up and just put a section in like so that it's sort of pinched in there, just to make things convenient. And I'm going to take this and try not to flip my spindle onto the floor, and just loosely wrap it around. Now, the wriststiff is not a new thing. You'll see lots of them. They're more common than other kinds of distiffs. But as you can see, I'm just going up and down, wrapping loosely. These actually, from what little I've researched, are an Egyptian form of fiber holder. And that was used to hold cotton, I believe. So there's actually pictures of, you know, of them spinning with something like this on their wrist. And it's very cool. So now you can see that it's prepared. And the reason why I have it on there pretty loose is if I try to pack it on too tightly, it's going to twist it's going to want to untwist from the force of it, from just, you know, the fiber doesn't want to be wrapped like that. And so it's going to twist the distiff on my wrist and make it uncomfortable, and it's going to want to fall off pretty easily. So in this loose form, it clings to itself a little easier, and it's less of a headache for me. At least that's what I found out so far. So yeah, our nice cloud of fiber is ready to go. Let's get our spindle. So I don't know that I've really spun cashmere and nylon before. Okay, before I start yakking, I'm gonna take this fiber. I drafted out a little bit, not too much, and I'm just gonna wrap it around this hook here as my leader. I don't usually use a leader yarn anymore because this is more convenient. And I folded it over, and I'm going to draft out a little more. Something I have to keep in mind is the spindle is heavy and it's a little bit slower, so I do not want a super fine yarn. Basically what I'm going to do to start this off, because I really don't want to drop the spindle, is I'm going to add a lot of twist to that start there. And I'm going to park and draft, just because I have this horrible habit of dropping my spindles, and I don't like it. And I want to get enough drafted out, and the thing I worry about, the thing that gets me is that little fold there. If you do this method of starting is you gotta watch that fold. And as your twist travels up into the yarn, it'll go out of that fold because it's usually thicker than the rest of the yarn. Fun fact, twist travels to where the yarn is thinnest, the fiber is thinnest. And so it'll go out of that fold. And so as you're spinning along, starting off, it'll come undone. And I have dropped so many spindles that way. And I probably will still drop it in the future. So now that I've got enough of a length, I'm not even going to take it off the hook. I'm just going to come around and put it on the spindle and come up through the slot. And there we go. We're ready to start. So just, you know, a little bit of fun, you know, start out slow with your drop spindles, especially if you're a beginner, because you will drop them. We're not in a hurry. So as you can see, that didn't spin for too terribly long, but we've already got a nice length of, well, about sock weight yarn here, I would say. This is going to be perfect for whatever. You know, this is a good flexible weight of yarn, especially once I get it plied. Now I don't know if I'm going to chain ply this or 2-ply it. Probably chain because I want to preserve the color. And but either way, it's going to turn out really fluffy, and I want to use this for something special. I'm thinking about a shawl. There's one pattern that I really like to make called a Raina shawl. It's on Ravelry, which I don't frequent Ravelry anymore, but I have that printed off from when I did. And it's really one of my favorite shawl patterns to knit because it knits up really fast and it's really nice. So that's my plan for this. A nice cozy shawl because it's so soft. I can even feel it in this single here, that it's so soft that I just want something to cuddle with, you know, just basically to wrap myself or someone else in and know that it's just comforting. So, and it's just, the colors are just beautiful. And you can see that I'm using basically just a regular drafting method. Just pull out a little bit and move along while I've got twist. I'm not twisting it too hard. Let's see. I want to show you what this looks like plied back on itself. This isn't always an accurate way to see what the finished yarn will be like, but it's sort of fun to see because it's an approximate. Alright, so you can see there it poofed up quite a bit. And it actually looks, you know, a little bit airy, but still it's got a nice spring to it. This is going to make a beautiful, beautiful yarn for whatever. So that would be approximately what the 2-ply would look like. So I'll pull that back out and wind it on. But I don't always go by the ply back for final yarn, because depending on how much you know, the counter twist with plying, it can turn out looking a little bit different. So, and whether you do a 2-ply or a 3-ply, it's, you know, it's fun. But anyway, while I'm spinning this, you can see it's working out really nicely with my wristlet, which I'm happy. This is like the maybe third time, or maybe more than that, I don't know, that I've used a wristlet, so it's still very new to me. I'm used to using the upright distives, so I'm really happy that this is working. And so while I'm spinning here, I just would like to tell you a story about why this braid is so special to me. when I opened up the kit, I was really, really excited. And I'll leave a link in the description below to that unboxing video. Or you can go check out my Napa Valley Fiber playlist. And it's the January 2022 unboxing of the kit. And the reason why this is so special to me is it brings back really good memories when I was first married. And my husband and I lived in Texas, and our pastor and his wife asked us to come with them to celebrate Okinawa New Year. And it was really cool. We went to a center and they had it all decorated, and there was lots of food, and they had a raffle. And so we bought tickets to the raffle and just got to enjoy listening to music and seeing plays. And just when the raffle happened, the very first prize was a pair of boxers in a Dr. Pepper can. And the can is like actually a coin bank, but it was really funny, and we won it, the first prize. And so we went through the entire festival. Well, sort of a festival, not really. It's just like a little fun celebration, actually, where everybody just sat around, ate and talked and watched, presentations that were put on by the people hosting. And so it was winding down and getting ready for it to be over, and the very last prize was drawn, the last ticket number, and we won again. And this time I got a Japanese doll. It's a little like ceramic doll that's a lady in a kimono with pink flowers on it. And that little figurine, that little doll, has graced my dresser in every house we've lived in since then, in memory of that Okinawa New Year that we got to celebrate with my pastor, his wife, and her father, who recently passed away. And so that memory is very special to me. And so when I saw this kit, it just brought back, that fun and just remembering the good times that we had with them. And just, it's a smile. It's a smile to me, and it was fun. I mean, it was really fun to win the first and the last prize. And it was just really a fun event to go to. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this rambling and spinning. I can talk and spin at the same time, apparently, and not drop my spindle. So it's, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I can't wait to show you the results of this spin. We'll see how it turns out. I'm actually thinking this might be good as a 2-ply, so I have more yardage to knit the Raina shawl with. I would like a really nice big shawl instead of just really thick. And so I think I may try 2-plying. If and when that happens, I'll see if I can video winding the ply ball for that, so I can show you winding a ply ball. And yeah, I hope to show you the knitting too. I really enjoy sharing this with you. So stay tuned for more. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Ding the bell so you receive notifications. And hit that like if you like this video, and leave a comment telling me what you think. What do you think of this beautiful fiber from Napa Valley Fiber? And what do you think of spinning it with a drop spindle? Basic drop spindle. and a base stick. Base stick? Base stick. That sounds like it's a turkey. Basic. Basic wrist stiff that you could make yourself. So let me know. I love to hear from you, and I try to reply to everybody's comments as quickly as possible. So let me know. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day. I know I'm going to.